UFC 298 post-fight weight gains have been revealed. In 2017, the California State Athletic Commission put a plan in place to try to cut back on excessive weight cutting. Within those rules was a cap on how much a fighter could gain from the official weigh-ins to the fight. If a fighter gained more than 10% back before the bout, the commission then could make a recommendation that he or she moves to a higher weight class. If a fighter gained more than 15%, the commission had plans in place to potentially cancel fights. At UFC 298, 11 of the 24 fighters on the card gained more than 10% of their weight back before their actual fight. 6 of 11 exceeded the 15% threshold. MMA reporter Aaron Bronstetter shared a full list on X. Here's the biggest weight gains by percentage. These are all over 15%. Jeff Neal went from 170.5 pounds to 200.8. Merab Dvalishvili went from 135 to 156. Volkanovski went from 144 to 166. Carlos Vera went from 135.5 to 158.6. Danny Barlow went from 171 to 197. Paulo Costa from 185 to 215. And Ilya Topuria from 144 to 167.2. Ian Gary only gained 10.6 pounds, jumping from 170 to 180.6. Henry Cejudo went from 135 to 150.6. Mackenzie Dern went from 115 to 127 pounds. And Robert Whitaker went from 185 pounds to 207.6 pounds. Rafael Fiziev reveals that the UFC is adding a 165-pound weight class. For the longest time now, fight fans have been of the belief that the UFC needs to introduce a 165-pound division, with lightweight being situated at 155 pounds and welterweight being at 170. Some feel as if the 15-pound gap is too big. In what feels like forever now, this has been little more than an idea. However, as of late, it's started to gain a bit of traction. In a recent interview with Russian outlet Usha Taika, Rafael Fiziev revealed that he's heard this will come to reality sooner rather than later, saying, "This is not a rumor, this is already for sure as far as I know. I heard that this is already true and even they have already fought, they even identified something there. I heard, yes." Fiziev was then asked for his thoughts about competing in the 165-pound weight class, to which he replied, "I feel good at 155. I ate pasta during the week of the fight. I ate in fight week, even before the weigh-in. I've never had any issue with this. I just, out of discipline, sat down well before as I got a hold of it after the fight. Now, the experience has already come where you can restrain yourself, where you need to not get a hold of something for the night. You don't have to eat 10 Snickers. That's why it's become much easier to lose weight in my last 4 fights. I generally lose weight like this. That's why 165? No." Alexander Volkanovski vows to get his belt back. In a recent video posted to his YouTube channel, Volkanovski reflected on his UFC 298 loss to Ilya Topuria and promised he'll get his belt back. Volk said that he will now take some time off and that when he returns, his next fight will 100% be the rematch against Topuria.
Obviously disappointed, but at the same time, you know, it's just going to be a part of my story. I'm going to get some rest and mark my words, I am getting that belt back. I'm going to do everything in my power. Obviously, I told you I'm going to have some rest, but when I do decide to get back in there, or when we do have a date, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I get that belt back here to me and my family. I'm going to do this, I've always done it for my family and supporters in Australia and whatnot. It ain't just going to be about that. I'm doing that for me. We've done a good job where we've set a standard for champions to want to be active. So if he wanted to be really active and have a quick turnaround, obviously I'm not going to do that because of my head. You want to take that serious, but my next fight will definitely 100% be the rematch.
Nate Diaz responds to Daniel Cormier's criticism. Earlier this week, Diaz took to social media announcing plans of returning for the UFC's event planned to be held at the Las Vegas Sphere in September. On his YouTube channel, Cormier discussed the recent comments made by Diaz and admitted that he doesn't really want to see him in the headlining act anymore unless he's fighting someone like Conor McGregor. DC also said that Diaz's best days are over and that he's not the fighter he used to be.
I respect Nate Diaz. I like Nate Diaz. But I believe that now it is time for us to start to be honest with ourselves so that Nate can start to be honest with himself. While the name value is exciting, Nate Diaz, the fighter, isn't that guy anymore. And he'll get mad at me and he might say something to me when I see him. I don't know. I don't really care. But we have to tell the truth. So I don't know that I need to see him main event the Sphere. Would I watch him fight on the pay-per-view card? Absolutely. Because most of these great guys from the past get that chance. But to be the headliner with all these great fighters that are deserving of that spot, I don't think so.
Of course, Diaz wasn't happy with these comments and fired back by posting a photo of DC crying after his loss to John Jones, captioned, "This is not a fighter, complete opposite. Good talk, DC." Sean Strickland goes after Brendan Schaub again. Brendan Schaub flipped his truck during a crash earlier this month in an accident he captured on video. This happened while the former UFC fighter was trying to show off his souped up TRX for an episode of his YouTube show, Toontown.
Starting emergency call to the SOS service provided by the manufacturer. To cancel, press the SOS or cancel button. Starting SOS call.
Now, Strickland shared his unfiltered view regarding the incident, tweeting, "Y'all, did you see Brendan Schaub flip his truck? The panic in that man's eyes, laughing my ass off. I've handled motorcycle wrecks going 80 better than you handled a roll in a truck, laughing my ass off. Maybe you should come hang out with me. I'll help you not be a pussy." It's time for today's top memes. Third place was found over on Reddit and was posted by Endless Ness. Second place meme was found over on Reddit and was posted by a user named Littleboy608. And the top picked meme of the day was also found over on Reddit and was posted by Spyro. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.